We've got Chris Rea from NoSmallLife.me, and he's talking to the ladies only on this episode of Brett Ray's Tuesday Tiny Tips. Married women, last week I challenged the guys, and this week I have a challenge for you wives. For a lot of you, this won't be new news, but hang in there. Consistently, the majority of men will say when asked the question, is there anything more important to you in your marriage than your wife's love? The majority of men will say, yes, her respect. Love is still very important to us guys, but being respected by our bride is at the top of the list for most men. The Bible says, however, each one of you also must love his wife as he loves himself, and the wife must respect her husband. Ephesians 5:33. I know this is becoming more well known these days in comparison to when we got married, Carol and I, back in the 80s. Of course, it was talked about back then, but it has really been emphasized in recent years because of two big books. One, Love and Respect, and the other, For Women Only. I ask you to hang in there, and this is why. Just because women know it doesn't mean they always show it. Knowing it and continuing to live it out can be thousands of miles away from each other. When my wife Carol tells me she admires me for whatever reason and that she is proud of me, I am on top of the world. Ladies, let your husbands know you believe in him. I know we are not perfect, myself by a long shot, but when you believe in us, we can take on the world. Hey guys, had something really special for you last week. Megan Rea from NoSmallLife.me spoke to and addressed husbands on the topic of loving their wives well and being lead servants in their home. This week, Megan's husband Chris is going to be talking to the ladies about the importance of this word respect. Chris and Megan founded the ministry No Small Life. It's a great ministry that Carol and I are behind. We believe in very much. They have an incredible following of people who believe in what they're doing. And I'm excited for you to hear from Chris today as he addresses the ladies, talking about the importance of the word respect in a husband's role and in his life. All right, without any further ado, here's Chris Rea from NoSmallLife.me.
Hi, I'm Chris Rea with NoSmallLife.me. Today's tip was all about respecting your husband. And so I want to speak to the ladies, I want to speak to the wives, and I want to tell you how important it is to respect your husband and what disrespect will do to your husband as well. You see, a man needs to feel respected. A man can go his whole day at work and he's putting out fires and he's juggling things and he's fixing problems and solving issues, and at work he's admired. But then most men will walk into their homes and they'll go from this high level of admiration and respect, and they'll walk in, and usually that can be the place they feel the most disrespected by the people they love the most. In fact, I've seen wives and children literally treat their husbands and their dads like they're absolute morons when they walk through the door at the home. And guys, you don't do yourself any favors when you live in the same house for 12 years, but you still don't know where the forks go, or you can't pick up your clothes off the floor, or you can't even put an outfit together on your own. But at the same time, that respect and that admiration is so important to a man. On the flip side, disrespect will cause a man to take his ball and go home. You see, disrespect is embarrassing. I've witnessed wives ridicule their husbands in public, tear them down in front of their friends and family. And each time I see it, I watch the man's face and I see him cringe and die a little bit inside each time. Then you want this man to plan romantic date nights, to crave spending time with you, to want to pursue you in all kinds of romantic ways, but yet you disrespected him in front of his friends, in front of his family. So ladies, if you want your husband to crave spending time with you, if you want him to sweep you off of your feet, then stop beating him down with disrespect and try building him up in public, especially in front of other people. Try bragging on him in front of his friends and in front of his family, and watch what happens. You see, when you and your husband were first dating, you had this huge level of respect for him. You loved him. You believed in him. You probably believed in him even more than he believed in himself. And that belief in him actually caused him to rise. It caused him to soar. It caused him to believe he could do things that he probably never believed he could do without you. Well, what happened is you got married. And you started living with this man, and you started to see him at his worst, and you started to see his flaws, and you started to see some of his annoying habits. And that level of respect started to diminish and diminish and diminish. You see, your confidence empowered him to do things he never thought he could do, and now he's lost that. But I'm telling you, if you begin to believe in him, if you begin to speak life into him, he might actually become that superhero that you want him to be. You see, I would not be the man I am today if my wife didn't celebrate my good intentions. So when you make a big deal about our effort, when you make a big deal when we do pray, when we do lead you spiritually, it sets us up and makes us want to do it more and more and more. You see, ladies, disrespect pushes us away. We want to have fun with you. We married you not to just have a business partner or a roommate, but we married you because we want a romantic relationship with you. But when we feel disrespected, it creates distance. It pushes us away. And men will just end up putting the time in and checking off boxes. Well, we went on a date. Well, I took her to dinner. Check. I picked up the dry cleaning. Check. And we just start checking boxes instead of intimately and passionately thinking of ways to romance you and pursue you and have fun connecting with you. And the truth is, we want that. We want the romantic relationship. We want to laugh with you till our bellies hurt. We want those things. But disrespect creates distance and pushes us away. So ladies, I'm going to ask you a question. Are you respecting your husbands, or are you beating them down with disrespect? And if you begin to believe in them and respect them and celebrate them and tell them what they are doing that's good and that you love, watch out. They will rise to the level of your words. Try it this week and see what happens.